Without wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 best drone under $100. The product links are in the description and in first comment. The number 5 on the list is Force1. Force1 customer service reached out to me not to change my review or ask for more stars. Instead, they asked for the batch number so they could investigate what went wrong. 2-blade props versus 3-blade pros. That is awesome. It's okay wanting to make it right with the customer that feels slighted, but it's so much better to care enough to make it better for every future customer too. I did update to a 5-star rating based on the great customer service, not just for me, but for all future customers. And keep in mind, as I note in my unedited review, it's a nice flying drone. I have some issues with pretty much all small drones that have the same features for beginners that I'm not fond of, but it flies as good as any other 5-star drone, and with this one you get great customer service. Original 3-star review, unedited below all the pictures, show a 3-blade propellers. I got a version with 2-blade propellers. The box, the manual, and the drone all show 2 blades on my version, as opposed to 3 in all the material. That's very misleading. I ordered other 2-blade prop drones to compare into 3-blade prop drones. And now I'm missing a drone for my evaluations. All of this is for the REC aerial drone competition. We need practice drones, and I'm trying to find drones that fly close to how our competition drones fly, only cheaper. I don't like the false advertising here. Good, the drone flies fairly well once it's flying. Bad, you have to push a special button to get it into flying mode, and the propellers start spinning immediately at that point. And then you can't simply take off as you wish. Up throttle causes the drone to jump into the air some predetermined amount. More significantly, you have to push that same button to get it to stop. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes the propellers refuse to stop spinning after you have landed, and you have to push the button some large random number of times to get them to stop. This is bad. This is how you lose propellers and burn out motors. Why do companies do this? It should be that when the throttle is down, the propellers stop. That's it. Pretty simple. Want an emergency stop in mid-air, hold the throttle down. Want to catch the drone out of the air, hold the throttle down. Crash and need to kill the throttle before you burn out a motor, hold the throttle down. The alternative solution provided with this drone is fumble for another button somewhere on the remote and push it, then wait to see if it stops, then repeat for some number of times. Terrible behavior. All the drones are doing this now, so you'll need an older drone to avoid this horrible behavior. The number 4 on the list is Cheerwing Simma. Cheerwing Simma, good, the flips are really crisp. Very little altitude loss and only a bit of altitude gain before the flip. This is true in all directions, really nice. Bad, altitude hold is iffy. It seems to do a pretty good job most of the time. But that's the problem, it lulls you into thinking it's good enough, but it's not, and your altitude is drifted, and since it was close enough you can fix it manually delicately enough. So it's goodish for a beginner, but bad if you're flying an obstacle course. That sounds minor, but it's actually a real problem on the obstacle course. It would be better to learn to hold your altitude the whole time on your own. This is most pronounced on turns and stops. Good, pretty durable so far, but it's only been one day with a few dozen crashes. But so far so good. Bad, the prop guards are useless if you hit the ground upside down. The propeller isn't down inside the prop guard. What is that point in that? This boggles the mind. The prop guard supports are more protected than the prop, seriously. The prop guard supports should be below the prop guard, that's the ring, and the propeller should be fully inside the ring. As it is, the bubble canopy almost holds the props off the ground, but it's such a fundamental design flaw. Good, the battery can be replaced with the smallest I could find 600 mAh batteries. Not because I'm looking for bigger batteries, just any cheap replacements. I find it takes 6 to 10 batteries to be able to fly nearly continuously. That is, fly a battery, then rest it for one flight period, then charge it and repeat. Charging takes forever, and you should let the battery cool before you toss it back on the charger. Extra batteries are a must, and they just barely fit. They are actually thinner, flatter than the stock batteries. You do have to stuff the wires essentially inside the drone body though. The number 3 on the list is Raztec Tello. Raztec Tello, new to drones, no problem flying. Tello couldn't be easier. Just pull out your phone to fly anytime or anywhere with intuitive controls. See the world from the sky. Whether you're at a park, in the office, or hanging out at home, you can always take off and experience the world from exciting new perspectives. Tello has two antennas that make video transmission extra stable and a high-capacity battery that offers impressively long flight times. Fantastic features for endless enjoyment thanks to all the tech that Tello's packing, like a flight controller powered by DJI. You can perform awesome and complex tricks, and with just a tap on screen. 5 Flying has never been so fun and easy. Capture great pictures and videos equipped with a high-quality image processor. Tello shoots incredible photos and videos. Even if you don't know how to fly, you can record pro-level videos with EZ shots and share them on social media from your smartphone. Relax. Tello's super safe. Tello's lightweight yet durable design, combined with software and hardware protections, make it so you can always fly with confidence. Learn and create. Play is an essential part of learning, so we made Tello programmable with Scratch. An MIT-developed coding system allows kids and teens to learn the basics of programming while having fun. If you're a more advanced user, you can also develop software applications for Tello using the Tello SDK. I think a lot of the basic features have been covered pretty well already by the thousands of reviews, so forgive me if I glaze over the things that have been talked to death, like the image quality. I'm going to go straight into the issues I have before I talk about what I love, so if you're skimming, keep in mind that I really do like this quad and I really do recommend it for beginners. The camera had little to do with my reasons for buying this quad. I wanted something basic and inexpensive but sturdy that I could fly around to improve my piloting skills. I have a DJI Mini 2 for the camera, and it's a rock-solid platform with all of the gadgets helping to save you from yourself. You want that for a camera-focused quad. And even if I wanted more control, I certainly didn't want to make mistakes on a $500 machine. Then I have a Blade Nano QX, the exact opposite. Ultra-light, and the only help it gives you is, optionally, return to hover when you release the sticks. The number 2 on the list is Tozo. Tozo, I got initially few sub $100 drones and 170s GPS drone. Ended up returning all of it. Also around the same time I got DJI Mini SE, which I still have and works just great. Ended up returning all other drones since none of those drones were able to stay stable. Then I read a review about this Tello drone and decided to give it a try. The first one I ordered started behaving erratically and falling down within few minutes, so I sent it back to exchange for another same Tello combo pack. The second Tello does the work, appears stable, even with light wind manages to keep its position. The software that comes with the drone controls the drone pretty well. However, there is a problem with camera colors. It shows green-gray picture, very low quality, basically unusable. I'd return it because of the camera issue. However, I read in other reviews that it's a common issue for past 1 to 2 years after Tello software update, and Tello FPV software solves the camera problem. Indeed, it worked pretty well with my drone. The camera takes pretty good pictures. I gave stars for the camera and software issues, otherwise it's pretty good drone. I recommend getting the bundle regardless though. One battery is barely enough for one flight, even without pictures and videos during it. You can't fly it too far or high. The batteries don't take long to charge, maybe an hour. However, from my experience, even a new charged one only lasts about 10 minutes max, not including not in use drainage. Propeller guards are underestimated. They work well and come in handy, especially if it's your first time flying. I tried a drone with GPS, but it was a disaster. This gave me no problems calibrating and updating. It flies smoothly. Landing is exceptional. It slows itself down on its way to your hand or the ground. The number 1 on the list is Hubsan. Hubsan, it's twitchy. I've never been able to get the controls stabilized so it will hover without control inputs. It always drifts in one direction or another. I can get it trimmed so the drift is very slow, but it seems to lose trim all by itself. And once I change batteries, I have to do it all over again. Spinning the copter to reorient the camera sometimes causes loss of control, and it's gone rogue on me twice, losing directional control and slamming into a wall. Whether this was due to me messing something up or to a fault in the system, I don't know. As with any flying toy, be careful. Stay away from people and animals. I bought a pack of the 5 mAh batteries to try to get longer flight time. Results are mixed. While I do get a couple of minutes extra flight time, the batteries do not fit properly in the compartment, and it's difficult to get the wires tucked in out of the way of the props. Performance is also degraded because of the heavier weight. I must admit I was a bit leery about this because of the low cost. A small quadcopter with video camera that can stream live video to a color display and the controller for under $200 seemed to be good to be true. But it is true. It's been working beautifully. Video is far from HD quality, but considering the price, not bad at all. It flies well, is very maneuverable, relatively stable in flight once I got it trimmed. I have about a total of half an hour flight time with it now, and it's been enormous fun.